After 4 consecutive wins, Perth Glory are purring at the moment as they push for a spot in the top 4 and finals for the first time in 3 seasons, where Sam Kerr led them to the grand final. And with champions Melbourne Victory crippled by injuries and departures, the door is wide open for the chasing pack. But the door may not be open quite long enough for today's opposition, Western Sydney, to creep in. They need a miracle to make finals, and a win in the West today will be enough to keep the dream alive. Maybe this year is their time to make it into the playoffs. And Alex Epakis has made a couple of changes after Perth's 2-0 win against the Raw last week. So Master Antonio is back for her first start since the red card in January. Sarah Kane, who started the last 3 at the base of midfield, drops to the bench, while Alana Yanchevsky makes her first start since December. She's in for New Zealand international Hannah Blake, who's back to the Pine. There's 3 changes for Cat Smith's Wanderers after their defeat to Canberra last week. Gemma Ferris and Alexia Apostolakis are away with the Young Matildas, while former Young Matildas captain Sheridan Gallagher has been left out. So in comes 16-year-old Ella Abdul-Massi for her starting debut at centre-back. Amy Chisari comes into midfield, and Serena Bolden is back from international duty with the Philippines. Sienna Saveska is also missing from the matchday squad. She's also with the Young Matildas. Beautiful conditions in Perth for this one. Hannah Lowry, didn't she star last week in that win over Brisbane? Scored both goals, including an Olympico in that 2-0 win. And her coach, Alex Epakis, heaped praise on the young midfielder, saying the sky is the limit for the 19-year-old. And we remember what she's done already through her teenage years in this competition, scoring on starting debut as a 17-year-old for Perth over in Newcastle. Alex Epakis has urged his players to trust themselves and not get distracted by other results as they race towards the finishing line this season. They're 5 points outside the top 4. They have 2 games in hand, but this is going to be a busy month. They've got 6 games in 29 days to finish the season, including 3 in the final 6 days of the campaign. Sierra Hinson's going to be a danger for this Wanderers backline. So we're all set and ready to go in the West. Perth looking to close the gap to the final spots to just 2 points, while Wanderers, they look to keep their season alive. It would take a miracle for them to make the finals, but if they can still believe, they are still a chance. And it needs to start with 3 points here. A very much under-strength Wanderers side as well, without their Young Matildas contingent, Ferris and Apostolakis. Big losses in that back 4. And then Sheridan Gallagher also missing from this one. Hasn't Folletta been brilliant for Perth at left back? On that occasion, the ball given away to Beth Gordon, who was named to start this one at right fullback with the loss of Apostolakis. So Sophie Harding off the crossbar. Well, we saw that last week from Harding. She rattles Perth's cage very early on. What a way that would have been to open the scoring inside 90 seconds. Well, in her first season in charge, Cat Smith's Wanderers are just 1 win away from their 2nd most in a season. The only time they've had more than the 4 they currently have was in 1920, when they won 7 and made the finals. And Serena Bolden just getting in behind for the moment. Let Folletta keeping an eye on her, and Bolden will shoot and flashes across the face of goal. Played in those friendlies against Iceland and Scotland in the Pinatau Cup. Serena Bolden, just the 1 goal so far in 7 matches. Bolden and Carroll, so experienced. 3rd most in the all-time appearances list in the Liberty A-League, Kim Carroll, behind Polias, Heyman, and then she is number 3. Teresa Polias, 157. Heyman, 155. Carroll today, 154. And it's wonderful to have the experience of Teresa Polias, part of our broadcast team for the Liberty A-League on Dub Zone and also across the match commentary as well. And it may be only a few weeks until Heyman takes over that mantle. She's got the most goals in the competition. She'll very nearly have the most appearances as Claire Hunt. That's a poor turnover. What an opportunity here for Sakalis. Lays it off to Hinson. And Perth Glory so close to opening the scoring, and it would have well and truly come against the run of play. And it was Claire Hunt, the captain, just trying to run it out of defence. And Perth almost punished them. Jasari, her 2nd start of the season. Amy Jasari feeding Price, who's running away from Glory players coming at all angles. Matos just left it behind. Played every minute for Western Sydney Wanderers this season. Danica Matos, the South Coast product. Bolden taking on Folletta, and Carroll clearing it off Bolden for a Perth Glory goal kick. So they've withstood the early onslaught. Perth Glory. Western Sydney Wanderers asking plenty of questions. Sophie Harding hitting the post. Desperation for Wanderers. Maybe here's another chance for Price. Just was leaning back and falling as she took that strike on goal. So Western Sydney, 5 shots to 3 they lead. You maybe can add another one here for the strike from Price. But in terms of the more dangerous opportunities, you'd probably hand that to Western Sydney. Hinson had a good opportunity for Perth Glory. Harrison just opens up here for Amy Harrison. Just wouldn't drop fast enough for the former Matilda. Not currently in the squad. She's had a good season though for Wanderers. Couple of goals for her after returning from the Eredivisie with PSV. But all they'll want to do is they'll just want to get themselves back close to parity with Victory and Canberra. They get themselves in that position, and then all of a sudden it's going to be really tense over the last month as Harding testing out Aquino, producing another fantastic save out of Morgan Aquino, and you can see why she has kept 2 clean sheets in the last couple of matches. Sophie Harding wondering what she has to do to score. Hit the post, and now forced to save out of Aquino. And now Folletta with the early ball, so unlucky. Sophia Sakalis ricochets off the back of a heel. Would have been a fabulous ball in behind, using the speed of Sakalis. And then Chisari just had 3 Perth Glory players. They pinned her in the middle and pitched the ball. Here's that attempted through ball. First touch and then ricocheted off the heel of Sakalis. Now it's Folletta making the run for Sakalis. Lowry asking for it. Folletta continues the run and picks out Bloomer. Continuing to impress though, week in, week out. Izzy Folletta signed as an injury replacement for Perth in December. Coming back after spending last campaign in Italy with Lazio. And if you came down from Mars today and you're asking which team, and you're asked to pick which team is on the 4-match winning streak, you'd probably say Western Sydney, based on the way this one has played out. But the nature of sport is that it's Perth Glory, and they're just maybe a little flat's unfair on Western Sydney. I think just Western Sydney have been great to start this match. Now maybe Perth. This would be a sucker punch. Hinson, it's a tough angle. Bloomer has to beat it away at the near post. That would have been a heartbreaker for Western Sydney right on the stroke of half-time. But Jordan Bloomer, as she has done throughout the season, standing up when Western Sydney need her. She hasn't had a whole lot to do in this first half, but she's there. And Beth Gordon, expertly done. Spun away from Lowry. Matos v Rigby. Here we go. His heavyweight duel. Great ball. Harding. Oh, Sophie Harding once again denied. That time by the outstretched boot. And Sierra Hinson versus Hunt. And Hinson gives away the foul. Well, Western Sydney Wanderers, how are they not in front in this match? And Isabella Blaze calls an end to the first half here at Macedonia Park. Alana Yanchevsky will get the halftime break to get a breath back. And Alex Epakis, Perth Glory coach, he will be a little worried maybe after that first 45 minutes. They were unable to make it count. Half-time, it is Perth Glory 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. So it looks as though we're all ready to go. Just waiting for the whistle of Isabella Blaze. So Perth Glory keen to shut this gap to the top 4 and make it just 2 points for the win. And they've got 45 more minutes to try and get themselves to 5 consecutive victories. Western Sydney, well, they just need points. And most importantly, 3 would be what they desire to keep their hopes of a miracle alive in terms of making the finals. They can get to 26 points. Currently, Melbourne, Victory and Canberra on the edge of the top 4. So Victory and Canberra in 4th and 5th. They're on 23. So that shows you how tough it's going to be for Western Sydney Wanderers. But where there's life, there's always hope. Folletta, dangerous down the left in the first half, especially that combination with Sakala. So we'll get a good look at that in the second half. Just keep a watch, though, on how this second half starts, because in the first half, it was Western Sydney Wanderers who rushed out of the gates. Abdul Massi driving that pass to Serena Bolden. Almost opened up for her. Now Price. The deflection back to Bolden. And the whistle goes the way of the Glory. That's how the free kick was won. Bolden trying to flick it goalwards. And here is another yellow card. Isabella Blaze just going to try and keep a lid on things here. And the card handed out to Beth Gordon. So She joins Folletta in the book. And this was the challenge on Mastrantonio. First appearance back in the starting side since that red card in January. Lowry, lovely ball in behind. Hinson hits the stanchion. Now, Lowry was taken out late by Harrison. Not the first time in this match those two have come together. We'll see how much was in that. May have just been a clash. And now, turned over by Western Sydney. Real chance here for Perth Glory, and there is the opening goal. And can you believe it? For the first time in the Liberty A-League, in match number 90, Tash Rigby has scored, the captain. And what a moment to put Perth Glory in front. A glorious 1-2 with Yanchevsky, the right fullback. Announced her engagement last month, and now in March has her first goal in the Liberty A-League, and didn't she absolutely love it? Harding. And Sophie Harding striding towards goal. After the intervention from Serena Bolden, she pushes it wide. Sadie Lawrence just did enough to force her wide. Koulasakis, the ex-Wanderer. Onto Hinson and Folletta. And Folletta has a shot. Comfortable for Bloomer. And it's straight down Route 1 from Jordan Bloomer. She's given that some heat. And Serena Bolden's after it. Well, it wasn't a bad option because Western Sydney have not... Whoa! Oh! Schlastakova going for the pole vault there over the top of Izzy Folletta. And after Beth Gordon has already been injured, they didn't need that. Oh my. Oh. In the meantime, Serena Bolden, first match back from international duty, comes to the bench. So Kush LaRue now onto the field. Number 15 for Western Sydney. 6th appearance of the season. The former Wellington player. Didn't get too many appearances last year for the Knicks, just the 2. Sakalis. Cut out by Steinmetz. She was dinking it into space. Anton put under pressure. Harding is off. Sophie Harding, she deserves a goal. She's not going to get one, but she's going to get a penalty. And Morgan Aquino is going to go into the book. And this clean sheet record that she's kept for the last 2, almost 3 matches, is going on the line right here. And what a big moment this is for Perth Glory's season. She almost didn't have to do that, Aquino, because Harding, her touch was already too heavy, it seemed. Be the captain? No. She's going to hand it on to Amy Harrison. Thought Claire Hunt might be keen on her first goal in the Liberty A-League. Harrison's got 2. 4 players leading Western Sydney's goal-scoring charts this season. Harrison can go alone here with her 3rd and keep Wanderers' season alive. And Harrison equalises for Western Sydney. They are not done yet. Her third of the campaign after Aquino gave away the penalty. And now they can push for an unlikely come-from-behind victory. And it would be a harsh judge to say they haven't deserved that. They well and truly have. So there you go, shots on target. So Western Sydney, 21 shots, just 3 on target. So their efficiency in front of goal, poor. Perth, 9 shots, 4 on target. This one from Harding. Well, there's another one off target. Ristadulu. That was superbly done. Caceres trying to glide through. Well, the skill on show from Melissa Caceres has drawn a yellow card. Unfortunately, it may have also drawn an injury for the Wanderers midfielder, and it looks as though she's getting it for a dive. Well, I'd like to see that on the replay. So Caceres into the book. She's gone into the book for diving. I'll let you be the judge here. Was this a dive? Well, Carroll surely got Caceres there. Time is of the essence. There it is, Hinson bringing down Hunt. Floated back post. What's the decision here from the referee? Western Sydney pleading for a corner. Not granted by the referee. And now Perth through Rigby. Looks up, uses Blake. Rolls it into the middle, but there's only Amy Harrison for Wanderers. Well, it looks like we're going to see history here in the Liberty A-League. 17 previous times these clubs have met in this competition. They've never finished deadlocked. Is today the day? Or can Perth Glory snatch a last gasp winner? Blake towards Hinson. Hunt with the critical intervention. And there it is. It is history in the Liberty A-League. The first time in the competition's history. Perth Glory and Western Sydney Wanderers split the points. And what a pulsating match that was. End to end in the end. Tash Rigby's first ever goal in the Liberty A-League cancelled out by Amy Harrison's penalty, and it finishes Perth Glory 1, Western Sydney Wanderers 1.